Hello? Can anybody hear me?
It was such a vicious line of storms from Kentucky to the Gulf Coast. As we watched it approach Jackson here, you can see the giant root ball of this tree, one of the casualties that we had. And from our drone above, we really saw the spin-ups. And the tornadoes came out, they were embedded in here. It was a near miss for the families that live in that duplex. Their cars entangled, and this is just one spot in 8 states waking up with damage this morning. The eerie search for survivors in southeast Mississippi, ringing like the sirens had blared for so many, as millions of people across the Deep South are waking up and battling the impacts of severe storms. 27 tornadoes reported so far in 7 states, more than 190,000 without power. In McLean, Mississippi, roofs unlatching and trees toppling into homes. This one crashing down in the strong winds before the actual storm, right outside the governor's mansion in Jackson. More than 350 people seeking shelter in this safe room, built to withstand 250-mile-per-hour winds. The same storm passing through northwest Arkansas early Wednesday. With it, an EF3 tornado whipping through Springdale with 145-mile-per-hour winds, leaving 7 people injured, several buildings and cars destroyed. In Louisiana, those extreme winds causing a pileup on the highway.
There's long been speculation that Vladimir Putin has been dangerously disconnected from his own regime, even believing that people here in Ukraine would somehow welcome Russian troops as liberators. But the UK's spy chief has now said the chaos of their invasion must be crystal clear to Moscow now.
US officials believe Vladimir Putin is being misinformed about Russia's poor military performance in Ukraine by advisors too afraid to tell him the truth.
One of the Achilles heels of autocracies is that you don't have people in those systems who speak truth to power or who have the ability to speak truth to power.
Declassified intelligence saying that Putin feels misled by his defense ministry, which didn't even tell him that conscripts were among those fighting and dying in Ukraine.
We've seen Russian soldiers, short of weapons and morale, refusing to carry out orders, sabotaging their own equipment, and even accidentally shooting down their own aircraft.
Russia has sought to hide the truth of this war from the very beginning.
The US believes at least 10,000 Russian troops have died in this war, but Russia doesn't tell its own people the truth about what's happening, and so Ukraine has set up a hotline at this secret location to tell Russian families about the fate of their loved ones.
They've had threats here from Russian state security, so we're hiding this woman's identity. She tells me about hundreds of calls a day, many mothers calling who didn't even know their sons had gone to war. She senses fear down the line, but she also feels anger. They want to hear that their son was burned in a crematorium so they can stop feeling guilty, she says.
So as we're talking now, this lady's got emotional, recounting a story where she's got a phone call from the fiancé of a Russian soldier, and she's crying on the phone, saying, "I'm so sorry, not all Russians feel this way about your country."
Their efforts an integral part of Ukraine's defense, undermining Russia's propaganda narrative. Their claims about drastically reducing military activity in Ukraine's north also labelled spin by the Pentagon, but images from Kyiv and Chernihiv telling a very different story.